I'm Michael Sidebottom. I wrote this poem in honor of my father, Nick Pops Sidebottom. He lost 50 years of his life to an incredibly destructive and violent addiction to heroin. This addiction took everything he ever cared about and destroyed it, and left him an empty, broken man, until he had almost nothing to show for his life. But 5 years ago, he managed to find the strength to pull himself out of that darkness he was living in and reach for the light. And in that light, he found redemption. He found recovery. He managed to get clean and change his life, and it became a source of inspiration to everyone he met, including myself. And I will always be proud of him. Because when he died last month, he died a man that I'm proud to call my father. The poem is called Pop's Journey. His journey began like any other, an innocent child born to a father and a mother. His soul was pure and his mind was free to explore the limits of impossibility. He took his first steps surrounded by love, encouraged to grow by his Father above. He laughed and he cried, he learned and he grew, experiencing his life just like me and you. But somewhere along his journey he made a mistake. He made a choice that no one should make. He chose a life of violence and addiction, surrendering control to a defective condition. The path of his journey became dark as night. He could no longer see what was wrong and what was right. And in that darkness he lost his way, getting further from home each and every day. The further he traveled, the more his demons took hold, until he lost his identity at the side of the road. So they named him El Diablo for the man he became. It was a name he earned, and he wore it with shame. For many years this was his life, a man with a needle, a man with a knife. But his violence and addiction turned to desperation and fear. He knew that living this way, he wouldn't live another year. But God has a way of making things right, of picking us up and restoring our sight. No man is so lost that it cannot be found. No soul is so twisted that it cannot be unbound. So at the point in his journey when he could live like this no more, his strength gave out and his knees hit the floor. He said, God, I have failed, so I surrender my soul. I know I don't deserve it, but can you make me whole? That was the moment the miracle of recovery began, the saving grace for a dying man. His mistakes were forgiven, his sanity restored. He was given a new purpose, a mighty gift from the Lord. For the rest of his journey, he spread a message of hope, how amazing life could be, a life free from dope. He became a source of inspiration to everyone he knew, proving that if he could recover, then others could too. Now his journey has ended the way it began, a child of creation in God's cradling hand. He won't be forgotten, and he's surrounded by love. May he rest in peace, with his pops above. I love you, Dad.